Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hello, welcome. My name is Megan. I make videos and sometimes they're good. In today's video, I am talking all about the new Amrezy and Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette. Now, if you have seen my channel before, you know that I'm a big fan of ABH. I always have been, and I literally own, I think, 15 of their palettes now. So I'm a big fan, and I am always excited to review a new palette that they come out with. So the new palette for this year, and the first palette of 2020 that they're coming out with is the Amrezy x Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you know who Amrezy is, she is on Instagram. She's a makeup artist, and she's best friends with one of the main creators of Anastasia Beverly Hills. Her name is Narvina or Claudia. I'll link all of their social media below so you can go check them out if you don't already. You've probably been living under a rock. So before I ramble any further, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And let's get into this palette. Alright you guys, so once you take it out of its little sheath, this is what the palette looks like. Absolutely gorgeous here. I love the pink and gold lettering. It reminds me all about Barbie, and actually the main campaign images for this were based on Barbie too, so makes sense. One thing that I did notice right away about this palette is that it's bigger than most of the rest of the ones. So for example, we've got our Modern Renaissance here, and we've got our Amrezy here. If you want to see, Amrezy has 2 extra shades in it. I love this format. It feels so nice. The packaging is always nice. They do top-notch packaging over at ABH, but this is what the inside of the palette looks like. I've already gotten it dirty, so that's good. This is what the inside of the palette looks like here. So many gorgeous shades. You've got metallics, you've got mattes, you've got glitter, pressed glitters, which are gorgeous, let me tell you. So the packaging and the formula of these shadows are gorgeous. I did my eyes with this palette today, and that demo is coming later in this video because of course it is Makeup Monday. We always do a new makeup tutorial on Makeup Monday. Let's first go over all of the shades in the palette. So again, this is what the palette looks like. You have so many different shades. I love that most of the mattes are on the bottom there. I have always liked that setup in palettes, so I'm glad that they did that for this one. But let's go through and swatch the palette. So I'm going to swatch the top row first and then the bottom row, so let's get into it. So starting at the lighter side, we've got Wasted, then Barb, which is that gorgeous iridescent purpley blue shade. Next, we've got our first pressed glitter, that is called Liddy. Then we've got a purple cupcake. We've got Dragon, Leo, which is that gorgeous, gorgeous blue. We've got Gemini, which is another pressed glitter shade. And then Georgina, which is a nice bronzy brown shade. And then for the bottom row here, starting with the pink, we've got Reezy. Anastasia is that gorgeous second shade there. And then for the mattes, we have New Yorker, spelled with W, so Newyawker. Then we've got OG right next to it. Those are 2 of my favorite shades in this palette. They're absolutely gorgeously formulated. And then we've got Semsa for our purple. We've got 1988. We've got BK, which is that awesome black shade. And then we've got Yugo, which is the last one there. So obviously these shadows swatch really gorgeously, and they do go really nicely on the eyes. I will say they do have a bit of kickback, so if you don't like kickback, just keep that in mind. They are pressed really well, but I did notice when swatching them, they do come up in the pan really, really easily, so be careful with this palette. I personally am not one that minds some kickback. I like how well pigmented these are, so I'm willing to use them and to work with them. But yeah, so I really, really love this palette. Overall, I think my favorite shade is Leo. That's just such a gorgeous blue shade. You don't see that kind of blue a lot in palettes nowadays, and I think they did a really, really great job with this one. So I'm a big fan of that. One thing that I also do use in the demo of this video is the new Fenty Beauty mascara. This is the full frontal mascara. It's really cool because it's got two different sides to it. So you can see here that it's nice and volumized, but when you turn it, it goes flat. So the thick side is for volume and the flat side is to help thicken and curl your lashes, or to lengthen and curl your lashes. So I'm really excited to try that as well. I am wearing it on my eyes right now and I think it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm a really big fan of that. But that is all I have for my pre-information on the palette, I guess. And now we're gonna get right into the demo. I hope you guys like the look that I came up with. Alright you guys, let's get into the palette and do some eyeshadow. So as always, when you open up the palette here, it does come with a little brush. I love these brushes. I honestly use these a lot when I do body painting. They're great for blending in shadows and that kind of thing. So I love these brushes a lot. And of course, we can't miss the opportunity here. Come on, little guy. Yes, okay, wait. That is so satisfying every single time. Oh my gosh. Whew. Before we get into eyeshadow, we need to go ahead and prime the eyes. I'm going to be using the ABH eye primer today. I love this primer a lot. It's a really, really good one. It's also really great for cutting your crease too. I feel like this primer is most like the P. Louise ones. I love the P. Louise ones. I love these ones. Can't really go wrong. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush that on. Another thing is this eyeshadow base blends really well with your fingers as well. It works really well to just pat it in with like your ring finger. With the palette here, I'm going to go ahead and start off with OG. You can see that's just a nice brown shade, and then a little bit of New Yorker. I just want to have a really nice transition area so that I can use whatever colors I want later on. So I'm using the E27 brush from Morphe first to start out with OG. As always, ABH shadows are super pigmented. You always get a little bit of kickback at least, but that's not something that really bothers me a whole lot. I feel like it actually shows how well pigmented a product is. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start buffing that into the crease area here, keeping it a little bit higher up. It's darker than I thought it would be. Also, I mean, I'm super pale, so I can never really tell what a color is gonna look like on my skin tone until I start putting it on. But it is super easy to blend, as always. These are my favorite shadows, like, I can't even deny it. I have lots of eyeshadow palettes, but I reach for ABH palettes most of the time. Dang, okay. And then I'm just going to bring that down into the outer corner of the eye as well. Alright, so next I think I want to go ahead and use a little bit of Semsa right here, which is that really nice purpley shade. And I'm going to do that on a more compact brush. It's shaped like this right here. You can kind of see, I don't know if it'll focus completely, but this is the M433 brush. And I'm just going to dip into that lightly and tap it off to make sure I don't get too much. And we're just going to bring that in to the crease there, lower down than before. Like so. Alright, so now that I've got a good base here, I want to go ahead and cut the crease a little bit and get a nice lid shade going. Alright you guys, so I am going to show you my favorite way to cut my crease too, and that is using makeup remover before you use your concealer or your primer base. I'm going to be using the Anastasia one today to get an even cleaner look. So what you want to do is grab your favorite eye makeup remover. This is mine. It's from Sephora. It's $11 and it works the best out of anything I've ever used. And a Q-tip. And I always just squirt a little bit of this into the cap and then nice and saturate that tip of the Q-tip pretty well before dabbing a little bit off on your fingers. So to do this, you're gonna want a good mirror, and the mirror on these palettes are honestly great. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start from the inner corner here and kind of start to mark off where I want the cut to start and end, which is right about here. Actually, I'm going to take it out a little bit farther. So that kind of gives you the slight outline of where I'm going to go with the concealer. You don't need a whole lot for this part. You don't want to really cake it on or else your eyes can start to look a little bit heavy. And then I'm just going to use that to go right back over where I first started. So just lightly pressing it in. Like so. And it's gonna look a little bit stark at first, but don't worry, you're gonna go back and use some more blending to get that to look absolutely perfect. Before we get into the lid shades, we need to blend the outer corners of our cut so it makes it look even more seamless. So I'm taking a little bit of that purple shade Semsa again, and I'm just dabbing that right in, kind of in a nice little triangle in the outer corner there. So I'm going to start with the darkest lid shade that I'm going to be using, and that is going to be Cupcake, which is this nice pretty purple shade. And I'm also going to be using a bit of this guy right here, which is Reezy, and then a little bit of Barb in the inner corner. So like I said, starting off with Cupcake here, and my brush is a little bit wet. A wet brush will help you get more pigment on the eye, just so you know. And then I'm just going to be pressing that. Actually, it might be easier to use my finger for a little bit here. And I'm doing that for most of the outer to inner part of the eye, if that makes sense literally at all. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of Reezy, and we're gonna do that more towards the center. Good. And I want to work to blend these together as best as possible, but also make them stand out in their own way. And then finally, we're going to take a little bit of Barb, which is more of like a glittery shade, and do that towards the inner corner. And I'm just taking that on my finger and kind of blending it in with that pink. And now the other star of this video, we're going to use the new mascara from Fenty Beauty. This is the Full Frontal Mascara. What's cool about this mascara is that it's got dual sides on the wand. The only other mascara that I've seen this from is Estee Lauder. Wow, this tube is really long too. Wait, hold on. No, it's not. I'm just weird. So this is what the mascara looks like. So you've got the fat side right here, and then it goes flat. Isn't that crazy? Like I've literally... So it's got these edges here, and those are for volume. And then if you go this way, it's flat to help curl and lift. So I'm really excited to try this out. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes first though. So I'm going to start with the volumizing side. And work that... Oh my god. So the volumizing side really volumizes. I don't know if you can tell the difference between my lashes right now, but like, oh my god. And then I'm gonna go with the flat side. Oop, don't push it too far, it'll get on your eyeshadow. So this is what it looks like if you do it with the flat side first. It's a little bit more natural, might be better for like an everyday type situation, but then you go bam and do the chunky side and you get some lashes. And then just going to bring a little bit of that purple on that pencil brush down on the lower lash line here. To kind of bring this look all together. Oh, that is so pretty, guys. Now that I've gotten my bangs together, Oh my gosh, my bangs are being mean today. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video, this look, now that my bangs are covering everything. So this video was a really good look inside of the Amrezy palette. I am a really big fan of ABH shadows, as most of you may know, but I really like this palette. I like how it's bigger than the rest of the palettes that they've come out with, and it's so pretty, you guys. It's so pretty. The formula, top notch as always. Always gonna be a fan of ABH. So with that in mind, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will see you guys in Wednesday's video. Bye, guys.